Hello, so this is my feedback for the PTS. I was just playing quite a few matches here, and yeah, from what I can tell immediately, as far as like, well, I just want to start off with like good stuff, like positive feedback here. Yeah, Scalebearer feels like he's in a sweet spot. Like it actually feels pretty nice to play him. Like he doesn't feel too slow like he was on live currently. He feels like quick enough, and also, yeah, his ability feels like it's doing like a good, like consistent amount of damage and yeah, they're just all around. I don't know. Scalebearer feels like he's in a good spot. I don't feel like I'm struggling like to make him work as far as the movement and like to what's it called, to preserve my movement around corners and things like that. It feels much better. The only thing I'm not sure about is having the damage reduction be 60 instead of 50, just because of the fact that, like, if we compare him to Clutch as an example, Clutch only has damage reduction, and he has to trade off damage reduction for damage with his drill if he wants to, to get damage. So I don't know. I feel like 50% might be okay, but I don't know. I mean, it's up to you guys, of course, but everything else with Scalebearer feels good, though. Like, the damage, the movement, it feels like, I feel like this might be the best Scalebearer has ever felt, actually. Yeah, and also the Super Shotgun, I was testing it out quite a lot. Haven't picked it up yet in this map, but yeah, the Super Shotgun also feels like it's really like consistent now. Like even at these mid ranges, if I try to pop it at somebody, oh, that was a teammate, but yeah, if I try to like pop it at somebody, I feel like I'm getting much more consistent damage than I was before. The only concern I have is the maximum damage being 125. I don't know, it just feels like for how fast the shotgun shoots, because it shoots very similar speed to a rocket launcher. You know, slightly slower, of course, but I don't know. It just seems like it might be too much, but regardless of that, yeah, like this kind of distance, these more mid-ranges, it just feels like I'm actually getting more damage more consistently, and I really like it. Feels good. And also I tried out Unholy Trinity as well, and that feels better, I think, because like in the current live version of Unholy Trinity, it just feels like my hand is hurting so badly every time I'm getting into a fight because it just takes so long to kill somebody. So yeah, I feel like Unholy Trinity feels good right now. Scalebearer feels really good. And the shotgun feels pretty consistent and in a better spot in those like mid ranges, so that's great. And as far as like the visuals, I'm not sure if you wanted feedback for this, or I guess I don't know if this is like the final version of this railgun or something, but like this animation here or the pink splatter. I mean, if it was like an orange splatter, like the bolts of this skin, or more themed like this skin, like an orangey goldish splatter, I feel like that would feel better. And also, it feels like when I'm shooting the railgun, especially when I'm in a fight, like I feel like I'm not even hearing the sound effect of it, so I'm not sure, maybe it could be louder or be or longer or something like that, but yeah, it just feels like the railgun is kind of difficult to hear. And yeah, as far as the railgun ammo, so yeah, I guess the problem that happened with the 5 railgun ammo is that when I would shoot like one rail shot with 5 shots, I feel like I was already needing to go back and pick up the railgun again, because it's just like 4 is just such a low number. But then with the railgun ammo at 7 at the moment, I feel like when I just shoot like 2 shots at something and I'm at 5, like I'm already needing to go back, I feel like, and be at the railgun constantly. Like I feel like every map that I've played so far in the PTS and on live as well, like I'm just constantly, like every time I'm shooting just a couple of rail shots, like I'm having to just turn back and go right back to the railgun room, because I mean 7 is very similar to 5, you know, if we're gonna be honest. It's really not that different. And in a game like Quake, you know, this game is about spamming your weapons, right? Having fun. And for some people, they just want to use like their favorite weapon and to spam the hell out of it, right? But with the railgun, it just feels like it's very much hindered in that respect. You know, because like if you compare it to the rocket launcher, like the rocket launcher can have 25 maximum ammo. It has a minimum of 10, and the super shotgun can have 25. So I don't know. It would be maybe good to look into those if 25 is like too much of a maximum. But I just feel like for the railgun, it would be good if a good sweet spot, I suppose, if it was like 10 at pickup and maybe 20 as a maximum, in case 25 is too much. But I don't know, like when you think about it, I don't know of any duel that ever happened, or even like a death match that I ever watched, where someone actually reached 25 rails, and then after they reached 25 rails, they actually shot all 25 before getting killed. Like, I don't know if that's ever even happened, so I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit lost on the change just because of that, because it's just, you know, when did anyone really have like too much rail ammo? I can't remember that ever being too much of an issue, but again, as far as having 7, it just feels, again, like I shoot 2, and I'm already like running back. Like, it's a habit at this point, and it's creating a different type of gameplay where I'm just camping. I'm just becoming this like complete rude person who's just camping the railgun constantly. I don't want to. Like, that's the thing too. Like, I'm not a camper. I don't, you know, I don't want to camp on the railgun. But the fact that if I just shoot 2 and I'm already at 5, it just feels, yeah, it just feels kind of like I'm just. And the funny thing too, I'm not even doing this on purpose right here on the screen. It's just my gameplay, and I think other people are going to start playing like that to adapt, and it just feels a little bit repetitive to be constantly coming back to the railgun room every time I just shoot 2 shots or 3 shots. Because if I have 10 and I shoot 2 or 3, well then I'm at 6 or 7, and that's not so bad at all. Like, I don't mind running to the other side of the map, you know, if I have 6 and 7 right now and get everything else that I need. But having 3 and just like one little quick engagement for half a second, especially with how fast-paced Quake is, yeah, it just feels like 7 is a little bit too low of a number. Yeah. Also, in regards to the railgun ammo, like, I'm trying to think of this through the eyes of like a new player. It's gonna be kind of confusing for new players to like pick up the railgun and then look down and see 7, you know, because they might actually think that it could be bugged, or, you know, it's just an odd number for like the brain to kind of to look at, and for, you know, like I said, yeah, for like a new player to witness. Because yeah, you have 7 and then you shoot just a few shots, and I don't know, it's just gonna, I feel like, throw off a lot of people who are just getting into the game. Because you're gonna, you know, everyone's gonna be expecting a more like a round number, you know, like 100, 10, things like that. So, you know, I think like that's pretty much my feedback overall. Although if you want to stick around, I just have like one thing I would love to see like change as far as terminology, and yeah, just like a different setting added. You can bear with me for a second. Yeah, it's for round duels. Because if I go over here, right, and we go to round duels, you know, it says best of 3 and best of 5. But it's not very clear to people, you know, what that really means. You know, like, well, best of 3, best of 5, like, well, how many rounds would I need to win, you know what I mean? And so I just feel like if the terminology was changed from best of 3 to instead first to 2 and first to 3, it would just become much more clear to people as far as like what that is and how you win. But also I would just love to see, you know, instead of like, you know, first to 3 rounds to win duel, I would love to see an option added here to have a first to 5 rounds won, which would be a best of 9. If we kept this terminology, it'd just be great to have, you know, the opportunity to try out 5 rounds to win a round duel. And I love that we have like different time limit options here, you know, but yeah, it just would be great to see if we could get, yeah, like a best of 9 option, or, you know, in other words, first to 5. So we have, you know, 5 rounds, because 3 rounds just feels like a little bit too little. And yeah, again, I just feel like the terminology can kind of throw off some players. But yeah, that's all I got. There's more I'd like to say, but yeah, I hope this was useful.